Hello, everyone. Wednesday, 11 a.m. It's summer. Bring it on.
Hi, everyone. So today's first question is more of an overall topic. We got the question, what is your take on CrossFit? If you want to be harsh, you say CrossFit is dead. If you want to be a bit kinder, you say that its prime seems to be over. What is your take on that whole thing?
First of all, I think we have to acknowledge what CrossFit has done for the whole world of fitness, especially for women, and changing the perception of only eating salads, being skinny, and trying to be as weak as possible for the rest of your life. So CrossFit has changed that a lot and a ton. You have to give credit where credit is due. Um, and just initiating small gyms, working with people closely, creating a great community, a great vibe in that gym. Also performance, looking at performance again. So that means not just running for the sake of running, but bringing numbers in, measuring stuff. So these are huge accomplishments, which started only like whatever, 15, 20 years ago. So this is amazing. This is probably one of the biggest evolutions in fitness ever, besides maybe the bodybuilding scene in the 60s and 70s in the States. So you have to tip your hat to that. And this is almost exclusively based on the ideas of Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit. So this is crazy and this is amazing. It is the reason why I started a CrossFit gym, to be honest, because I was so fed up with the fitness industry back then. I think a lot of stuff has changed since then. And first and foremost, it doesn't matter what's on the outside of your facility, the name on the outside of your facility. This is just a name, a brand, a methodology, whatever you want to call it. It matters to me way more what you do with it. So I know people like buzzwords and opening up the drawer and picking CrossFit or Zumba or whatever, but that's not really the point. The point is, okay, what do you want to do in your gym to help people, whatever, move better, feel better, help them lose weight, make them feel stronger, not only feel stronger, but actually get stronger. So this is the actual point. So this might sound harsh, but the brand itself, it should not interest you that much. It should interest you, what can I do to help people the fastest and the best? And once you take a step back from that and you analyze, okay, what am I actually doing with people? Which exercises? How am I coaching them? What is the actual program that I'm running with my people? You have to make your own decision. So it's not about how the brand is evolving or not. It's what you are doing in your gym and how do you want to help people moving forward in their whatever fitness journey. So I think the OG idea of CrossFit is it's still amazing. Um, and I'm old enough, unfortunately, to have witnessed the OG times. I was in the United States when it was like 5, 6 years old. Like the original gyms, like very little program, right? So the first OG CrossFit workouts, not only the benchmark workout, but like normal gym program was like, I don't know, like 10 times 100-meter sprints. That was the programming of the day. It was 5x5 deadlift. That was the programming of the day. And then you build everything around it. And then it just evolved into something where you just put volume and more workouts and 5 workouts on top of each other. So if we can secure the great stuff from the beginning and then add something on top of it, that would be, I think, pretty amazing. And again, if you love CrossFit, I get it. It's enticing. But just think about, okay, what could be the next evolution step for your coaching, right? Keep CrossFit, keep it on your shirts, keep it on your brand, keep it on your facility. That's totally fine. Like I couldn't care less if that's what you want, if that's what you think people will attract coming to your gym, then that's totally fine. But I think we have to take the next step, which is okay, how can I step up my game in my gym, evolve my coaching education, evolve my programming, evolve my own training, whatever it is. And I think that's the actual question we should talk about. Because there's there's something in the waters for the last couple of years. Now it was High Rocks, and then there's I think you mentioned it. I forgot the name, to be honest. What's the new?
The World Fitness Project.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, once people get fed up with a brand, they try to start something new for whatever reason. And there's enough reasons to be fed up with CrossFit. I don't want to go into this, but people will start something new. And now it's going to be on you as a small gym owner or as a coach to decide, okay, which path do you want to follow? And now I think there's going to be a lot of great opportunities for you out there to switch things up, right? To go in a different direction. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because all you have to do is make sure you can help people solve problems fastest you can possibly think of. That's the best business model still. If there's a problem and you can solve it, you will be able to run your gym.
What is something that you would say that until this day in your own gym, you have kind of like picked from your CrossFit history and you have kind of like pretty much like picked out like the nuggets, the best parts in your eyes, and that you have kind of like implemented into what you have created now?
Mm-hmm. I think for me, the biggest revolution and the biggest step is, it sounds so stupid because it's so normal nowadays, is switching from a, you either go on your own in a gym and just train with other people but not really with them, but they're just present. If you go to a global gym and there's like 300 other people around, or going into like an aerobics class, a hot iron class with like whatever 20, 30, 50 people in there. There's one guy in front doing the hopping around stuff and you just try to follow. The small group approach, I think it sounds so stupid and simple, but this is something that has changed everything for me. It's like, okay, we'll work with 15 people or 12 people or whatever it is in your group setting, and we'll try to make it work for them and kind of individualize it as far as that's possible in a small group setting. And I just took it a step further now because now we're offering like 4-1 classes, which is highly specialized. We can focus on shoulder stuff, we can focus on hip stuff, we can focus on lower back stuff, but it still has that flair of, yeah, I'm still working in a group because we're tribal creatures. We just love being around other humans who have the same interests. And unfortunately, if you have lower back problems, that's
Mhm.
maybe not a great interest to have, but it's still better to solve problems in a group where you know, okay, Susie over there has the same issue that I have. So I can open up more. I don't have to hide anything. It's like, okay, we all have back problems. It's almost like being in the anonymous
Mm.
alcoholics group and be like, hey, my name is Greg and I'm an alcoholic. But but it kind of makes you talk openly about it, which is great. So that's what we're taking it a step further. Be like, okay, let's even make it a good mix in between. Okay, it's still financially doable for most people to train in on one setting. We can highly individualize what you're working on for your lower back problems because, and that's probably my key learning for the 15-on-1 groups is you cannot solve big issues in a 15-on-1 group setting. So that
Mm.
means if there's like 3 hip issues and one wants to improve the bench press, it's a great mix. It's probably the best mix for most people to still afford it, a 15-on-1 group. But you have to be honest and admit this is not the best setting to solve stuff I'm sorry, solve problems for who are actually in pain. But that's what we're taking it, and I think this is fantastic. What Greg Glassman did, and be like, okay, I'm gonna put one coach in front of 15 people. This comes strict from the military because CrossFit started in the military basically, and they have like certain group sizes there, like platoons and all that stuff, and it makes sense because again, we're tribal creatures, we're humans, we're wired to be led in a certain group setting and a certain number of people in that group is what I want to say. So this is the by far the biggest takeaway for me from my beginnings of CrossFit.